In the depths of the ocean, beyond the reach of time and memory, lies a secret lost to the world for thousands of years. The legend of Atlantis has been whispered through the ages, an ancient civilization, swallowed by the sea, yet filled with unimaginable riches and knowledge. But was it ever truly lost? Or have the clues been hiding in plain sight, waiting for the brave to uncover them? From the sunken ruins to the hidden maps locked away in ancient texts, the signs are there. Join us as we dive into the unknown, where myth meets reality, and the adventure to uncover the mysteries of Atlantis begins. What lies beneath the waves may change everything we know. Atlantis is one of history's greatest mysteries, a fabled island civilization described by the ancient philosopher Plato over 2,000 years ago. According to his accounts, it was a powerful and advanced society that vanished into the depths of the ocean in a single day and night of misfortune. But was Atlantis a mere allegory, a lesson in the dangers of hubris and corruption, or could it have been a real place? For centuries, people have been captivated by this question. The allure of Atlantis lies not just in the possibility of a lost civilization, but in what it represents: a utopia of advanced knowledge and unparalleled wealth, destroyed by its own arrogance. The mystery continues to intrigue historians, archaeologists, and adventurers alike, fueling countless theories and expeditions. Why does Atlantis fascinate us so much? Perhaps it's the idea that somewhere beneath the ocean, there may be remnants of a forgotten past, waiting to be rediscovered. Or perhaps it's because the story of Atlantis taps into something deeper: our desire to explore the unknown, our fascination with ancient wisdom, and the tantalizing possibility that some legends could, in fact, be real. In this exploration, we dive into three core questions that have fascinated scholars and adventurers alike. First, we will look at possible locations where Atlantis might have existed, from the depths of the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean, and even far-flung sites like Antarctica. Could any of these places hold the key to unlocking the mystery? Next, we turn to the evidence. Throughout history, various clues, ancient texts, geological formations, and underwater ruins have been interpreted as signs of the lost city. But how credible are these pieces of evidence, and do they bring us closer to the truth? Finally, we explore the cultural impact of the legend, from literature and art to modern films and conspiracy theories. Atlantis has captured the imagination of generations. We'll examine how this ancient story has shaped human creativity and curiosity over the centuries, continuing to inspire us in unexpected ways. The legend of Atlantis primarily comes from the writings of the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, who introduced the story in two of his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, around 360 BCE. In these texts, Plato describes Atlantis as a highly advanced and powerful civilization that existed around 9,000 years before his time. According to his account, Atlantis was a vast island nation located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which is now commonly believed to be the Strait of Gibraltar. The Atlanteans, Plato wrote, built a technologically sophisticated society with grand architecture, flourishing agriculture, and strong military power. However, due to their growing greed, corruption, and thirst for conquest, the gods punished them, and Atlantis was dramatically submerged into the sea in a single day and night of catastrophe. Plato's story is often viewed as an allegory, a moral lesson about the dangers of hubris and the decline of civilizations due to moral decay. Yet, despite the possibility of it being a philosophical metaphor, many have wondered whether there was a historical truth behind Plato's narrative. His detailed descriptions have inspired countless searches for the lost city throughout the centuries. Interestingly, while Plato is the earliest known source to explicitly name Atlantis, The idea of lost or sunken civilizations is not unique to his work. Other cultures have similar myths, though they do not mention Atlantis by name. For example, ancient Egyptian texts contain references to lands that were destroyed by water, and many scholars believe that Plato may have drawn inspiration from Egyptian mythology. In fact, according to Plato's dialogues, Solon, a great Athenian lawgiver, learned of Atlantis from Egyptian priests during his visit to the city of Sais. This connection between Egypt and the story of Atlantis adds another layer of intrigue, as Egypt itself was considered an ancient and mysterious civilization. Over the centuries, scientists and researchers have proposed various theories to explain the possible existence and sudden disappearance of Atlantis. These theories often revolve around geological processes and natural disasters, such as earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis, phenomena that could have caused a powerful civilization to be swallowed by the sea. One major scientific explanation is tied to tectonic activity. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions are common in certain areas of the world, particularly along fault lines where tectonic plates meet. Some geologists suggest that Atlantis could have been located in a geologically active region, such as near the Azores in the Atlantic Ocean or around the Mediterranean, where massive seismic events could have led to the destruction of an entire civilization. The eruption of modern-day Santorini around 1600 BC, for example, caused widespread devastation in the ancient world and led to the collapse of the Minoan civilization on Crete. This event has been suggested as a potential inspiration for the Atlantis legend, given the scale of destruction. Possible locations for Atlantis vary widely, with several key regions often cited. The Atlantic Ocean itself, following Plato's description of Atlantis being beyond the Pillars of Hercules thought to be the Strait of Gibraltar, has long been considered a possible location. Some theories suggest that a large island once existed in the Atlantic, but was destroyed by shifting tectonic plates or a cataclysmic event, such as a meteor strike or massive volcanic eruption. Another theory posits that Atlantis could have been located in Antarctica, a continent now covered in ice, but once potentially home to a more temperate climate before geological shifts. This theory gained traction in the 20th century after the development of the Piri Reis map in the early 16th century, which some claim shows Antarctica's coastline before it was covered by ice. Proponents suggest that Atlantis could have been located there before a dramatic shift in the Earth's crust caused the continent to drift southward and become frozen. The Mediterranean is another possible location, with Santorini and Crete frequently mentioned due to the There eruption. Some scholars believe Plato might have been inspired by this disaster when crafting the story of Atlantis. The ancient city of Helike in Greece, which was submerged by an earthquake and tsunami in 373 BC, has also been cited as a possible origin for the legend, as it shares similarities with Plato's description. Archaeological findings have played a crucial role in supporting or debunking these theories, though no definitive proof of Atlantis has been uncovered. Underwater ruins, such as those discovered off the coast of Cuba and Japan, have sparked excitement among some researchers who believe they could be remnants of lost civilizations. In the Mediterranean, submerged cities such as Pavlopetri off the coast of Greece and Herakleion near Egypt have added to the intrigue, though none have been definitively linked to Atlantis. However, most scholars and archaeologists argue that many of these sites are more likely to be remnants of known ancient civilizations, and no solid evidence has been found to confirm that Atlantis ever existed. They emphasize that the lack of definitive proof makes it more probable that Atlantis was a fictional creation used by Plato as a philosophical allegory. In the search for Atlantis, modern technology has become an essential tool, allowing scientists and explorers to probe deeper into the ocean and underground than ever before. Cutting-edge technologies such as sonar, ground-penetrating radar (GPR), and underwater robots are among the most powerful methods currently being used in attempts to find the lost city. Using sonar, researchers have mapped large areas of the seafloor, including regions in the Atlantic Ocean, Mediterranean, and even off the coast of Antarctica, searching for signs of Atlantis-like structures. Underwater robots and drones equipped with high-definition cameras have become invaluable in the exploration of submerged ruins and shipwrecks. They have been used in various expeditions to investigate mysterious underwater sites, such as the sunken ruins off the coast of Cuba or the submerged city of Pavla Petri in Greece. Numerous projects and expeditions have been launched over the years in pursuit of Atlantis. Notable among them are the expeditions led by Robert Sarmast, an American explorer who claimed in the early 2000s to have found evidence of Atlantis off the coast of Cyprus.
The only place where an island as high as is described in the Critias could have been completely submerged.
His use of sonar revealed underwater structures that he believes could be remnants of the ancient city. Oceanographer Dr. Richard Freund has led projects using satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar to search for Atlantis in the marshlands of southern Spain, where some believe the lost city could be buried. The legend of Atlantis has had a profound impact on global culture, influencing literature, cinema, and art for centuries. Atlantis has been depicted in countless novels, from Sir Francis Bacon's The New Atlantis to Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, each adding to the mystique of the lost civilization. Cinema and television have also embraced the story of Atlantis, often blending the legend with elements of adventure, fantasy, and science fiction. Films such as Atlantis, The Lost Empire by Disney and James Cameron's Avatar evoke themes of lost worlds and advanced civilizations that are closely tied to the allure of Atlantis. TV shows like Ancient Aliens frequently reference the legend in discussions of extraterrestrial influence on human history. In art, Atlantis has been a subject of fascination for centuries. Painters, sculptors, and illustrators have imagined the grandeur of this lost city through works depicting underwater temples, magnificent palaces, and grand landscapes slowly being consumed by the sea. In modern times, interpretations of Atlantis have evolved. Some see Atlantis not just as a physical place, but as a symbol of human achievement, technological advancement, and the risks of overreach. The lost civilization represents the fragility of human greatness in the face of nature's power. Others interpret Atlantis as a metaphor for ecological disaster, warning of the consequences of environmental neglect. In Hindu mythology, there is the story of Devrak, a legendary city said to have been ruled by Lord Krishna. According to the texts, after Krishna's departure from the world, the city was swallowed by the ocean, a theme strikingly similar to that of Atlantis. Archaeological findings off the coast of Gujarat, India, have sparked interest in this myth, suggesting that some myths of sunken cities might have a historical basis. In Mesoamerican cultures, we find similar tales of lost lands. The Aztecs, for example, spoke of Aztlan, an ancestral homeland described as a paradise island that disappeared over time. While Aztlan is typically viewed as a symbolic place in Aztec history rather than a physical location, the parallel between a distant, utopian land and its eventual vanishing resonates with the Atlantis narrative. These stories across different cultures suggest that the idea of an advanced civilization being lost to the ocean is a recurring theme in human mythology. Whether they are purely symbolic or based on distant memories of real events, such as rising sea levels or natural disasters, remains a topic of debate among scholars. However, Plato's Atlantis remains the most famous of these legends, continuing to inspire exploration and speculation to this day. In conclusion, while the story of Atlantis remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries, scientific theories rooted in geology, archaeology, and geography continue to fuel speculation. The search for Atlantis pushes the boundaries of exploration, challenging us to consider the impact of natural disasters on ancient civilizations and the possibility that great cities may indeed lie hidden beneath the waves.